Welcome back to Wheeler's Garage. Today we're going to talk about the Bonneville Salt Flat Racer, the Salt Shaker by AMT. Now this isn't going to be your typical unboxing and showing off the parts, although I am going to show some parts off. These parts. There's 98 of them in here. This is what was left over from building the model. Here's a complete engine, like the original. I guess it's a 6-cylinder here, but there's no directions to it. Sure, there is a website where you can find the directions. Hopefully you got a computer. If not, maybe somebody will print them out for you. But it just, another thing, nowhere on the box, nowhere in the description on Amazon does it say that you have to remount the rear fenders, both sides, to get the wheels to fit. I mean, these right here, when you put them in the wheel fender without any grinding, they're about like that. I mean, you can't use them. And speaking of can't use them, here's 2 sets of plastic tires. I never heard of such a thing. These right here won't even be going into my spare parts things. I mean, what would I do with them? I don't know. Now, on the grinding, again, nowhere does it say you have to have a grinder. You know, had that said that on the box or somewhere that you need a Dremel because you need to grind stuff, cut them, melt them. I don't know where the hell you're going to get it out of there. But not only the rear fenders, the running boards have to be cut off. And also the inner fenders, if you want to use the headers. Well, you have no choice but to use the headers because that's the only ones that come with the 426, 427, what is it, 427? So, I wasn't able to do that neither because I didn't really want to buy a Dremel tool. Besides that, I live in an apartment. And the sound of a Dremel tool grinding away, I'm sure it'll bring knocks on my door, and that's the last thing I need around here. And here was another one, a clear hood. I mean, I don't know. I didn't find any use for it. The whole logic behind it just kind of baffled me that, like, nowhere would you have a total plastic. It'd be unfunctional, I don't think. There's a plastic that would withstand the heat of a motor. Then going down the road, bouncing around with that heat, I'm sure I don't think there is such a thing. The drive shaft was like 1/8 inch too short. I was able to fabricate that. Now, I remember as a kid how much to get a model was just about my entire week's worth of work delivering newspapers. So, you know, it says on the box we're 10 years old and up. Well, 10-year-old with a Dremel tool, I don't know how that would work out so well. But I'm just looking at it from the viewpoint of a 10-year-old kid that saved up whatever meager allowance he got to buy this kit and then discover he can't build it. Just like I did. I thought this was going to be kind of a easy little race car build, you know. And I get the kit and find out that I can't even build the damn thing without having to modify a bunch of shit. I felt like I'd gotten ripped off. But I didn't really get, to take the sting out of it some. I was able to build a pretty sharp looking model out of the whole deal. It's nothing like what the salt shaker was looking like. The rear wheels, nothing that came in the kit would fit in there without grinding, so I had to search through all my parts, my spare tire collection, and I was able to find something that did fit, although the wheels don't match. But all in all, I guess, another thing too, the chassis was really warped. I don't know if you can see there's a gap right here where I just couldn't get it to go up there. Yeah, it turned out a fairly decent model, but you see there's no inner fenders. So, yes, round 2 I was thoroughly upset. It's almost like a bait and switch thing at the carnival. Maybe not quite as bad. Well, no, maybe. Yeah, if I'd have been 12 years old and bought this with what little money I had, I would have been, wow. No, I would have done what I did now. I'd have figured a way out of it. So what the hell am I going to do? Throw away $30? It's got some pretty good details. I wish they would have just advertised it. I would have been more apt to probably buy this had I known that I could build this too. So that would have been good advertising to put on that box, that you could build it alternative ways. Because that's actually about like a 3-in-1. I've even heard it referred to as a 4-in-1 on the internet. So just a little heads up on this kit. If you don't have the Dremel, you're not going to be able to build it unless you got, I don't know, maybe you're good with a hot knife or a hot screwdriver and you can cut this out, but this all has to be cut out like 1/8 of an inch or so. I mean, in fact, when you get over here, you don't have much if you were to cut it out that way. Very disappointed in the fact that I couldn't build what I paid for. I really am. But on a happier note with round 2, I had to go dig it out of my display case. But on a happier note with round 2 is I got this kit, 57 T-Bird, and it was missing one whole entire tree of parts, which was the motor, basically. So I wasn't able to ever have a motor in this for a while. I did contact round 2, and they wanted some documentation that I no longer had. But I did send them pictures, and to my surprise, it took a while, but to my surprise, I got in the mail the parts to finish the engine. So there you go, round 2. There's the engine that I was complaining about. I got it. In fact, when it came in, I built it right then and there and had it installed like the next day. So another wrap on a project. This is a pretty neat model here. This 57 now. You can have it as a convertible or the hard top. Now I think that's the convertible top, but they also have a hard top version of this thing, which I don't know if you've ever seen one of these on the roads. I may have, but I don't really recall it. Yeah. All right, well, that's all I got. I just wanted to give a little heads up to everybody about the salt shaker model there. I did price Dremels. You can get them from like $17 all the way up to $100, but it wasn't the price of a Dremel. It more or less was the actual. Oh God, I hate to use the word deception, but the actual morality of it all, that I couldn't build what was advertised. You're selling something that, if that's the case, that you got to do all that, cut these off, round that out, grind the inner fenders. That's, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. The box advertises, well, Amazon advertises 190 plus parts. There's 98 parts in this box that are left over. So it's like 82 parts it took to build this custom. Well, not including the rear wheels and tires, because that came out of my stash. But yeah, like half the parts in here. I wish you just gave the parts that it took to build the thing. I didn't need another 98 parts left over. 4 of them are plastic wheels. Oh my. Oh my. Well, with that, let's make it a wrap. Have a good day. See you later from Wheeler's Garage.